We're back. It's time for another year of the GSL Code S. I'm Tasteless. Joined with me is, of course, Artosis.
Artosis is StarCraft 2 dying. Is GSL going to be around anymore? Each base has a structure for defense, which is advantageous for early defense, but there is a bridge between the bases, so you shouldn't lower your guard.
There's also a piece of cheese hidden somewhere in the maze in the middle of the map. I'm so glad we got the clip notes down here in the bottom right.
By the way, I do want to mention about those leather jackets. That's a cool look, but all I can think of is this all the same leather jacket everyone's wearing? The mouth breathing of Artosis with his stuffy nose.
Tasteless constantly clearing his throat.
Yeah. If you put a gun to my head, Tasteless, as sometimes you do during these casts. Who's ahead? Oh, your results are charging in? Okay, well, eat Widow Mine shots, scum! That's actually the name of like a K-pop band, I believe.
Oh, that
but
would
the
not
map
surprise
is
me.
also black and pink.
Yeah?
I knew about the map before I knew about the band.
Wow. Well, that shows you where your priorities are, Artosis. Good for you.
Would you consider his hair purple or pink?
Linux, that's purple for sure.
Oh, okay.
You see that as it possibly being pink?
No, I see it as purple.
Okay. I'm like, do you see it as green? You're like, no. I'm like, okay, see.
You said it like you really knew it more than you ever knew anything in the whole world.
I was really excited.
Damn,
I was really excited to show the stream. I know my colors.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty impressed.
You ready to die over that one, Tasteless? You gonna bet the whole farm on that one?
What if there was one guy in the audience who was unhappy? I'd be like, what?
Why are you here?
Why are you not happy?
Yeah.
You're never going to be happy at this rate.
But listen, I think that
Yeah.
I have this great idea for a band. We'll call it Brown Yellow.
Okay.
Okay. It's maybe not as sexy as Black Pink.
Sure.
In fact, now I think of the things that are
brown and yellow,
like,
yeah.
oh.
What is the smallest number of people you can have to have a boy band or a girl band? Is it 4? Can you have 3?
Well, I think they literally just have the DNA of one person. They just clone them for all these different bands.
Yeah.
So I think it's 1 is the technical answer to this.
Okay.
The only person they need is their manager that steals all their money. I like those picture frames with the pro gamers in them.
They look like
jackets.
greasers, yeah.
Well, I wanna see like a picture. You know, the next picture frame that comes up, it's like Leenock being pushed in a swing by like a white dad. You know, like one of those stock photos when you actually buy the frame, it comes in there.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it though? Welcome, nerds.
Thanks for coming down, guys.
Standing room only, I guess.
Yeah.
You guys can take a seat. Oh, I guess not, actually. I'm looking down there now, and there's people standing all over. You guys can't take a seat. I'm so sorry.
Sorry
I guess
about
you could sit on the ground. That's kind of dirty, though.
You could lay on the ground if you wanted to. Someone might stop you, but we won't.
I don't think anyone would stop them, to be
No.
honest. I think you can just lay down on the ground. Whose ground is this? Someone tells me you got the ground. Oh, do you own this ground? They're like, well, yeah, it's the GSL studio. Get up. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I've spotted differences. There's at least 2 leather brackets.
Okay.
At least 2.
Yes.
We'll continue to expand. Imagine if there's 32. I'm like, damn, you guys spent a lot on leather
That's a lot.
brackets.
Those leather jackets, those leather brackets are not cheap.
Let's put them in T-shirts and give Tasteless a raise. That's my opinion.
Whoa! Whoa! We're paid to do this. Inception sound effect. I've got to go a level deeper.
Yeah, the longer you hold on to your roaches, the more their value decreases.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
the supply of them and everything else.
They're not a stock that Warren Buffett would
Certainly
want to
not.
purchase.
It's no Coca-Cola stock there.
No, it's the right amount of time to hold roaches is until the late mid game, and then sell them for anything you can get them for.
Yeah.
Jason, I just can't decide.
I just like them both so much.
These guys know how to play
Just great.
StarCraft.
I just think they're great.
I love how they both do good strategies against each other.
We'll see. I don't know.
I want to see a map on an asteroid with the same physics as this map.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's like you jump up and you're like, oh no, there's no atmosphere or gravity, and you just like fly into space.
The Reaper tries to go uphill and it just shoots up off the map.
It's just like 100,000 years later, it finally hits the sun. Like, oh man.
Unfortunately, that suit kept the Reaper alive the whole time. It was a very bad existence.
May as well call him Sular. What would you rather have, a black eye or a pink eye?
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Is pink eye the correct answer? I'm not totally sure.
Well,
black eye would have to mean I got beat up.
Right?
Yes, I know what pink eye is. Artosis.
Well, okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no problem.
Don't know.
That's true. Maybe you fell.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this guy has a
That's
flask.
excellent.
He's got a.
That's
not only does he have a
exactly
GSL hoodie, but he's like swigging from a flask in the back of the studio watching some ZVP.
That's how StarCraft was meant to be watched, right?
Yeah.
Now we got the Sentry falling around with its Ghostbusters laser. It's doing like no damage at all.
Oh my God.
Remember there was a Ghostbusters cartoon, but for some reason they were friends with Slimer?
Yeah.
But
that was awesome.
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, in the movie, they actually Slimer got messed up. He was the first guy to go down.
Oh no, he got screwed.
He was the first boss in the movie.
Well,
the first boss.
Don't screw around in a library, man.
You got to really think about it. Actually, in that Ghostbusters cartoon, what was going on in Slimer's head, betraying all ghosts?
You know what's too bad?
It's like a ghost sociopath.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
He was, he was like the Jar Jar Binks of that, though. But like, truthfully, what's funny is poor Slimer is in that vault right now, in the Ghostbuster movie canon world, and he's just been stuck there, which is basically ghost hell forever, right?
Yeah. That's
now,
like ghost solitary confinement.
If he had just waited to haunt that library just a few more years, when the internet came out, no one ever would have even known he was in there.
That's true.
No one would have gone to that library, all right?
That's a very good point, Artosis.
People would... Well, I guess the only people that would know are the same people who won't tell you because they're like the guys that go to the library to look at porn or something. Those guys aren't telling on no ghosts, dude.
That's right.
It's not happening.
It's between me and the ghosts. All right.
The ghost sees what he's looking at. He's like, I won't tell if you won't.
Ghosts do not tell.
What happens, the library stays in the library.
Slimer's like, just don't tell him I'm taking food in the kitchen. Even though it's a library and there is no kitchen.
Stop looking at your phone. Look at the screen.
Maybe he's reading the Twitch chat.
Definitely stop that.
Yeah. StarCraft, improving in a game like this is always a long uphill journey.
Oh, God.
This is the ultimate game of self-improvement, really.
It truly is. If you can get good at StarCraft, you would
everything else
get
is
good
easy.
at everything.
Yeah.
There is nothing harder than StarCraft, man. It's just... Wow. Tasteless and I just stare in each other's eyes, cast off sounds.
Yeah.
There is the Twilight.
Oh, get that Overlord, please! My eyes! SOS, it's right there.
Okay, he's going to get it for you.
Can he hear the casters? So on this map, there's this, like, giant hologram lady. Have you noticed this?
Yeah, she's a good dancer.
Is that what she's doing? Is she dancing?
I think so.
I keep seeing her kind of on screen. It's like, okay, there she is. She's at the bottom. Yeah.
Is she not dancing?
I don't know. She's like picking up something on the ground. She's punching a guy in air. I can't quite tell. It's not quite on camera.
That's how they dance in the future.
Yeah. So fun, man. Where's that guy that had the flask last time? The guy that we caught drinking?
Oh, the flask guy?
Flask guy.
That guy was amazing.
That's the way to watch StarCraft.
Watching StarCraft with a flask.
Yeah.
God. Few ways are better than that. The only way he could have improved his situation is if he was sitting on a couch in his underwear. That's like,
yeah.
These are like, there's only like 3 or 4 things you really need to truly enjoy StarCraft.
Yeah. A little bit of whiskey.
Pants is not one of them.
No, pants is absolutely not the way to do it.
He has it right click.
Oh!
Oh, that's funny.
What?
That was really
When is
good.
the last time we've ever seen that, Artosis?
I know.
What I'm going to do is make Banelings and snipe his Templars. Not in a GSL game, you aren't.
His original right click was into the mineral line, and then he sees the Templar, he's like, okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll take that.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Is that what he's going to do, Tasteless? You think that's what he's going to do, Tasteless? Tell me more, Tasteless.
Is that what why would you think something so crazy like that, Tasteless? I'm like, I don't know, man. You're just putting thoughts in my mind, and then you're ridiculing me for it.
Yeah. Didn't think so, Tasteless.
So we still have a little bit of downtime here. I want to talk to you, Artosis, about something else. Because this issue actually comes up a lot. People tweeted me, asking me about it from time to time. People are always asking, how do I deal with ladder anxiety?
Yes.
This is... Now, but before we talk about this, I'm curious, did you ever get anxious laddering ever in your whole life? It's fine if you did or if you didn't. I'm just curious. Like, you've been playing since you were 14.
Yeah.
This is a safe space, Artosis. The safety net is out.
Mostly no. Like I know what the feeling is, and I think I really know what causes it. Do you have anything?
I was gonna say, I mean, I don't think I would get anxiety in tournaments when I was younger, but not on the ladder. I would do this weird thing occasionally, like way long ago, where I try to reset my rank if I was unhappy with how many losses I had. But that was like, I think I was like 16 when I did that.
Though.
That's a different psychological issue where you're like, I'm not at the time. I think I wasn't okay, like with a record itself not being good, instead of focusing on my rank or my rating. But I've always found, and this because so many people talk about this, if you have anxiety laddering, then I think you're actually looking at the entire experience of laddering wrong. Like, the whole point of the ladder, it's on some level supposed to be emotionless. You just sort of see yourself shrink or grow based on where you're at. But I think for some people that can be kind of a horrifying thing where maybe they see themselves in their head as better than they are. That's usually, at least in my experience when I look at people, they're not humble enough with themselves. Maybe they spend a lot of time watching StarCraft but don't play that much, but feel like they should know more, or they know as much as the pros, and then it could be this like terrifying moment where you suddenly discover that you are way worse than you ever
I think you just completely nailed it. I think that ladder anxiety is basically you're afraid of reality. And I mean, this sounds harsh, guys, and it's not really meant to be, but like, it's okay, we all suck at StarCraft. I play StarCraft every day for like 20 years, and like, I'm terrible.
Well, if you think of even the guys,
if you watch these guys playing, like, these guys are good, okay, but like, the ladder anxiety, I think, does stem from exactly what you're saying here, Tasteless, where it's like, you have decided that you are good at video games, or you have this value connecting in your head to how good you are at StarCraft, but you kind of deep down know that you're not as good as you're trying to pretend to be, and that's why it's scary to ladder. But don't worry, because we all lose games all the time, including...
if you're not losing almost 50% of your games, or even more, then you're probably playing with the wrong people, so you should not...
What is Flash's win rate in pro matches? It's something like 70%, isn't it? The greatest gamer ever to have lived at RTS, with by far the most championships, only wins 70%. That's the #1 by far. Almost everyone else is at 50%, guys.
Floating a little bit over 50%. Oh, what? Okay, meanwhile, oh, God. Oh, they're everywhere.
Okay.
They're everywhere. He's rolling Bjell into a Kimbop, and then he eats him. Let's talk real quick about the ladder anxiety. I want to keep revisiting this thing, because this is so talked about.
It is.
On forums, and people talk to me about it a lot in person. What is that? But really, to what we were saying, if you have a illusion about yourself as being better than you are, that would be why you have anxiety, or you are scared of being confronted with maybe the reality of where you are at. Because laddering, I mean, I understand that like it can be frustrating to lose, or it's an adrenaline rush to play. But if you have so much anxiety that this makes you uncomfortable to play, you're probably just I guess it's one thing if you're just it's such an adrenaline rush to just play against somebody, you're not used to that, but you will eventually get used to that where you won't feel anything when you're in a one-on-one game online. But yeah, I think a lot of it just comes down to you have an idea of yourself that you're not comfortable with. You're not okay with failure. And this is why StarCraft is such a good and healthy game for you to be playing and learning, is because it teaches you discipline. It makes you confront reality about where you're at, what you understand.
There's no one to blame but yourself.
That's actually good. That's actually a very good thing. If you can learn how to master that, I think you're really mastered yourself, and something that's going to help you in so many more things.
But yeah, to what you were saying, Tasteless, I completely do agree with this sentiment overall.
And if you want to deal with that kind of anxiety, just confront it. It's okay. It's okay to lose. It's okay to...
Totally fine.
That's exciting. If you're not as good as you thought you were, now you have a way to improve, Yeah, we're still waiting for that push to actually commence here. What? What was that?
I love it. Oh my God. What
The sentry got spooked.
I know. That force field is so funny. Did I miss patch notes? Does the force field deal damage to flying units?
You can trap the Oracle in there.
North is pretty arbitrary, wouldn't you say, though? This is some weird space map. It's like, is there truly a North on this random space platform?
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. North according to what? Like, who?
According to my space compass.
Your space compass.
According to my trusty space
Only
compass.
Time Bones has a space compass.
That's right.
Oh my God.
But then if we really try to think about this too much, it's weird because the mutas are flying on some of these space platform maps.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, they have wings.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Look at this area in the middle of the map. It looks like it's a retro arcade game.
Looks like it's a dance floor.
I know. Let's dance. Ooh, they are kind of dancing.
Yeah, a little bit. Weaving through.
Weave.
Weave.
I feel like that the probe should be able to find a power-up that allows him to eat all the ghosts on that.
I love it. That would be pretty powerful if the counter to ghosts on this map.
Yeah,
was
there's
a
like
probe.
Zealots chasing a probe, but then the probe gets a power-up, and now you can start munching down on the Zealots. Yeah. The Zealots all turn blue and are running away.
Imagine it like some sort of weird situation, right, where like Zealots are trying to move through there or something. It's like a sophisticated game of whack-a-mole where you keep putting pylons where they're coming out.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have to turn around and go around another way.
Yeah. It's like that test they do on kids where they give them a cookie
Yeah.
and tell them to wait 20 minutes and they get 2 cookies.
Yeah.
SOS did not eat the cookie.
Yeah.
8-year-old SOS knew he could macro out 2 cookies later on.
I do have a little problem with what you said, though, Tasteless, because you said the air arms race. Literally nothing that flies has arms. So we should call it a wings race. An air arms race? What?
I like
Have you
that.
ever seen a bird with arms? Have you ever seen anything that flies with arms?
Gargoyles. Check. and
Gargoyles do not have arms, actually.
mate. Yes, they do.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Fairly certain they do
Yes,
not.
they do.
No.
Somebody Google gargoyles and send it to Artosis. I want a written apology.
Gargoyles aren't real.
What else? Yeah. Oh, you don't believe in gargoyles?
I hate to
You
ruin
remember
this
that
week.
cartoon Gargoyles when we were kids?
Yeah.
Stoned by day, gargoyles by night.
I remember this.
Look at your Twitter account. Look how many of those gargoyles have arms.
Yeah. Well,
How embarrassing. I thought you were a nerd, Artosis.
oh, man.
That's how they perch
So,
on the
should we
sides of
call
those
it a
churches.
gargoyle race or a wings race? I'm not calling it a flying arms race.
Gargoyles race is fine.
Gargoyle race.
This is one thing worth noting for those of you guys watching at home that don't get to see this live is the non-Korean pro gamers, they roll in with a squad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
They got a posse.
They got a
here,
posse that comes down here.
Man.
They
Normally
come in and they're
it's mostly
snapping their
just no
fingers.
regret, but
Yeah. They come in snapping their fingers. Their collars, you guessed it, they're up.
they are popped, man.
They're popped for
They got
sure.
their chains on.
That's right.
Look at this man with his chain.
Uh-oh, are we going back on camera? The lights came on.
Tasteless, do you say everything that goes through your
Yeah. And then I go, I hope this game's not too long. I got to go to the bathroom. And then, oh, the lights sure are bright. It kind of hurt my eyes, but I guess it'll get darker when the game starts.
That is true.
Ooh, we got some music going on. Who wore it better? It's a tough one. They both
I don't
look
know.
pretty
I
good.
think it sort of sits on that stool just so well.
Let me tell you something. Sitting on a stool is not easy.
He
And
may as
looking
well
good,
be in an IKEA catalog sitting on that stool like that with that leather jacket. Oh, my God. So, I kind of have this fan fiction-y type, type thing that I
hear
wish
it.
was true with sort of that, like, that he's basically like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, I
And,
like this already.
I go up and I'm like giving him an interview. I'm like, sort of. I mean, you did pretty well in GSL overall. You didn't make out of your group, but you took some games. You did. Do you think you played well? He goes, sort of. I'm like, all right. So, sort of. Are you really are you upset by losing? I mean, you've been practicing so hard. You've been in Korea for a long time now. Are you upset with your results? He's like, sort of. Like, oh, okay, moving on. The life in Korea. Korean food. Is it delicious?
Sort of. I like those.
And it goes on and on.
I like making him into a one-dimensional
Yeah.
human being, Artosis.
I wish he was like Groot.
Yeah.
It's better than I will show good games for my fans. At
Oh
least.
man, that.
And then I go interview Bill. I'm like, Bill, you played pretty well. Are you happy with how you played? He's like, Bill. Like, thanks, Pokemon Pro gamers. Like, are you upset that you lost? Pikachu. It's like,
I'm trying to
okay.
think of who would be the worst, and if they could only say their name. Who would that be?
Okay, let me think for 1 second here.
Well, if it was Naniwa, like, how do you feel? He's like, Naniwa. When your name is not a word, it's just a sound.
It's not bad, but I feel like there were Hope Torture.
Oh, yeah. God, don't remind me.
Right? It was a nicer beard. You were sort of.
Oh, sort of does for sure.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
This is even a real beard that I have on. This is marker I draw on my face every morning.
Tasteless took a bunch of, what is that, like?
Brillo pads?
Yeah, Brillo pads. Yeah. That's it. I was trying to think of their name.
How crazy is that I knew what you were going to say with that? That's, wow, we've been working together for a long time.
Yes, indeed.
I'm trying to imagine if I did have Brillo pads on my face.
Yeah.
To clean my dishes, I got to rub them on my face.
You get so much acne, but your dishes are totally
clean. I know, they're spotless. I just had to come up with an excuse for why I was always rubbing plates in my face, and I'm like, if I grow a beard out, it's going to be pretty wiry.
Yeah.
The Banelings are going to check out the dancing hologram lady.
Yeah. You're really quite obsessed with her.
Yeah, I got a crush on the dancing hologram lady.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it right now.
You just want to be her dancing hologram guy.
That's right.
You want to be her dancing hologram cat.
Oh, this Overlord might die. Imagine the last thing you see is dancing hologram lady. She's blowing
That's
how
how Tasteless wants to go, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Feels Bergman.
Feels Birdman?
Bergman.
What's Bergman?
It's a sort of meme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not up to date with the memes. Really sort of took a huge risk here, and it did not pay off. That was funny.
He hit his own drone.
Yeah.
I was like, is he goofing? And then I saw the Overlord.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't you be goofing in GSL. That's not nice. You know, just in general, I mean, I guess I play mostly Blizzard games anyways, but just music in Blizzard games is phenomenal.
Yeah, they do a very good job.
Yeah. I mean, you play a bigger range of games, but tell me I'm wrong that I feel like it's just really legit music.
It's got that right atmosphere. You know what it is?
It's always the right atmosphere.
Yeah, it's atmospheric, but you don't even notice it's played necessarily until it's pointed out. I mean, we cast so much StarCraft.
It adds a lot to it. Like, I play at least half my games with StarCraft soundtracks on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will confess, I actually tend to play my own music.
I play my own music, like maybe.
And then sometimes I actually play with no music. Oh. I do find occasionally if it's a really serious match that having no music might be better. But now I'm a little bit on the fence now that my hand is healed.
Yeah.
And I'm playing again. I'm really not sure which one is better for me. Actually, out of curiosity, how many pro gamers listen to soundtracks when they play? Do we know? Or are you allowed to? I've never even.
Generally,
looked into this.
if it's a stage match, they'll have blaring music from the game or something like that.
Okay,
I think,
but you couldn't like
or
bring
white noise. Or
are
something.
you allowed to like bring a playlist?
It really matters. It really matters to tournament. I know that there are people that do bring things. Like I remember, for instance, the legend of Nanoa listening to one thing on repeat and then like winning a tournament on it or something.
Yeah.
But that's not really that uncommon. When I used to actually practice as a pro in StarCraft 1, I would oftentimes do one song on repeat for
did that a lot.
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Just kind of a rhythm to it, you know?
Yeah. There's no rule against it, right? What if I had a special soundtrack?
No,
it's
I
like
think some of
make probes, make probes, make probes. This gives them an edge.
No, I think it just matters on the tournament.
Huge amount. Look at there's tires over there. Someone's leaving spare tires at the bottom. Do you see that?
That's where tires go, is the ocean, Tasteless.
You realize how big a vehicle would have to be to have those tires?
It would be pretty big.
Crazy,
man.
man.
I think that digs holes in Germany.
Yeah. Denied. Get out. God, Beal's good.
Yeah. Well played by Deer. Well played by Beal as well. It was a fun one.
Well played by you too, Artosis.
Yeah, no, especially by me.
Yeah.
I was the true MVP.
You really saved it back there.
Yeah, I thought so
you were something else.
If I just handed you a piece of paper, I'm like, hey, Tasteless, you've been in a coma for a year and 3 months, and you're like, uh-oh.
And Trump is president. I'm like, oh, God. Have you been enjoying streaming Artosis?
Yeah, I have, actually.
I've been enjoying watching it. That's my mornings.
Yeah?
I make my cup of tea.
I'm so sorry for you.
No, I love it. I love that for you playing Brood War is not just a game of passion; it is a total emotional experience from start to finish. I've not, out of all the players I've watched play, nobody is truly experiencing every moment of the game as much as Artosis is.
Yeah.
The highs, the lows, the joy, the anger.
Yeah.
The disappointment, the surprise.
You are quite right.
Yeah.
Every day in those 3 hours, Tasteless,
Yes.
I live a full life.
Yes.
And at the end, there's that grim acceptance of death, where I've lost my last 3 games and all the ladder points I've gained in this session.
That's right.
And I'm like, I guess this
Truly a myth of Sisyphus story here, yes.
I'm like, what was this all about? Was this even worth it? Would I do this again? Yeah, I guess I would as I log on to the stage. Am I crazy?
Well, you're crazy for sure, but...
But losing that prism with the Archons in it, needless to say, that is not what he was going for.
That's one way to put it, Artosis.
Well, that's why I said needless to say.
Needless to say. He was not going for
Do I really need to say it, guys?
Yeah.
He didn't fly that in there to lose it immediately with no damage.